A recipe for success is more than just the ingredients. It's a unique blend of skill, timing, and processes that come together to create something extraordinary. And that's really what this journey is all about for me. Spending the next 12 months developing and tinkering away and creating something that I'm going to be able to turn to time and time again to get predictable results in exactly the same way we can trust and rely on the recipes we use when preparing our meals. Hello there, and welcome to the From Zero to Marketing Hero podcast. As I mentioned in the intro, this entire journey is about bringing together all the different elements that come together to make a successful recipe. So today, I just wanted to take a moment to share where I'm at in this journey and how I see this next phase of experimentation unfolding. Up to this point in my journey, I've spent time messing around with some of the ingredients, and this podcast will be included in that mix, I guess. I've at least tried all the various different social media networks. I've done a little bit of work on branding and thinking about how I want to show up. I've set up websites. I've looked at email marketing or the basics of email marketing. I've got an email newsletter that I send out once a week. I've got my Bark process, which has been quite successful in terms of starting conversations and bringing people into my world. But I've never actually gone too far beyond tinkering away with these individual ingredients in their own right. And using the analogy of a recipe is so helpful for me in terms of clearly being able to understand that if I'm baking or cooking something, there is far more that goes into creating a successful result than simply focusing on the individual ingredients alone. Even if we somehow get the quantities of those ingredients right, the ingredients alone aren't enough to be able to guarantee a successful result. There is more we need to know. In fact, there's a lot more that we need to know. Now, I don't mind a bit of cooking myself, and I love testing out new recipes and giving things a go. And I even have my own go-to dishes that I love spending time cooking up. And those are recipes that I have developed over time. I've cooked these dishes many times over the years, and through a process of trial and error, trying different things, trying different quality of ingredients, methods of cooking, and tinkering away with all the different variables that go into the cooking process, there's a couple of signature dishes that I've managed to put my own spin on and find the perfect mix that works exactly for me. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do through this year-long challenge. What I'm aiming for is that same level of certainty I have in my cooking, that same level of confidence where if I decide this is the thing I want to have for dinner tonight, I can trust that I know exactly what I need to do to be able to produce that result time and time again. And although not related at all, knowing that I have the ability to think outside the box and test different things and really apply this continuous improvement mindset, I know that if I put my mind to this, that I will come out the other side with far greater knowledge than I have now. But as I said yesterday, this week really is all about planning the very first iteration of my marketing plan. And I think using this recipe analogy is really helping in terms of how I approach this week. I still have quite a lot of different ideas bouncing around my head, different things that I could possibly give a go and try next month. And I'm still yet to actually finalize what my final plan is going to be. And hopefully I'll be able to share that with you guys very soon. So as I said earlier, I'm lucky enough to have developed quite a bit of knowledge and experience and skill in a lot of the individual ingredients. The technical side of using these applications, for example, the trust and understanding in myself to be able to show up and create and record videos and podcasts like this, for example. So whatever that final plan looks like for me, I know I have everything I need to be able to show up and implement. My challenge really is now more looking beyond the ingredients. And if I come back to the analogy of a recipe in a cooking situation, the other elements that I need to spend some time focusing on is the quantities of the ingredients, as well as the actual process to have all those ingredients come together in a cohesive way that produces the result that we're looking for. And this really is where most of my thought process is at the moment. I think I need to start with a theory or a hypothesis that I want to actually spend some time testing next month. If I think back to my Bark process, I have a high level of certainty in what's required to have clients come into my business. I know that I purchase approximately 45 leads per month. It's going to equal about 20 conversations or 20 basic conversations. From those 20 conversations, I'll book in about 10 sales calls. And from those 10 sales calls, I'll have 3 new clients come into my business. And this has been quite predictable over the last few years. So I know that if I buy the right amount of leads and do the work, the results will look after themselves. There's a level of trust and certainty that I can have in that process. With this new marketing plan and the plan I'm trying to put in place for May, that level of certainty does not exist at all just yet. And I guess that is the problem that I'm trying to solve. When I talk about the ultimate goal of being certain, this is really what I'm talking about. I'm really just talking about knowing exactly what's required to produce the result that I'm looking for. And exactly what's required is a mixture of the ingredients, the quantities, as well as that technical know-how that allows us to combine the ingredients in the right way and apply the right process. For example, the right cooking time or resting time at the right temperature and everything else required to get to that place where we have a high level of certainty that we can predict the results that we're looking to achieve. I'm sure I'll keep coming back to this. It's an analogy that really resonates with me. It really hits home and really helps me see or visualize exactly what's required. I'd love to know whether you resonate with this cooking metaphor as well. The best place to start a conversation is to head over to the Facebook group. You can do a search for the From Zero to Marketing Hero podcast in Facebook groups. You can head over to my website, www.paulheronlifecoaching.com. There's a link to the group there. You can also reach out to me directly there. Or if you've been able to master your own recipe, I'd love to hear from you. You can reach out and start the process of inquiring about coming on as a guest. I think this is a really powerful way to help us visualize making progress towards the things that are important to us. And it's certainly helping me work through this goal that I'm trying to set for next month. And I can't wait to share it with you guys when it's ready. So until tomorrow, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Bye for now.